Welcome to Job Bridges Japanese Language Training Center. We provide an online tutorial for people who aspires to work in Japan. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to keep you updated on our lessons to help you master Japanese language in no time. Konnichiwa minasan! Welcome back to Job Bridges Japanese Language video tutorial, and we are now at lesson 38. Now with lesson 38, I promise you this will be faster and easier compared to lesson 37. So let's start. Now, lesson 38 is all about using the particle nouns. So first up, we have verb in its plain form, no. Again, verb in its plain form, no. Now, attaching the particle no to the plain form of a verb, and then you can now nominalize the phrase accompanying that verb. Again, in this video, we'll attach the particle no to the plain form of a verb, and you can nominalize the phrase accompanying that verb. Let's start off with verb dictionary form noa, adjective des. Again, verb dictionary form noa, adjective des. Now, let me give you some sentences. Typically, we say, Teniso wa omoshiroi desu. Again, Teniso wa omoshiroi desu. Tennis is fun. Or, how about saying or being particular? Teniso o suru no wa omoshiroi desu. Again, teniso o suru no wa omoshiroi desu. Playing tennis is fun. In the first sentence, we say that tennis is fun. But then, in this sentence, in the second one, we try to be a bit more specific in which part of the tennis is fun. Now, in this one, we say that playing the tennis is fun. That's why we have teniso o suru no wa omoshiroi desu. The verb in its dictionary form, adding no wa and then an adjective which is omoshiroi, saying that playing tennis is fun. Now another one. How about you find tennis fun but not in the playing way or in a different point of view? Teniso o miru no wa omoshiroi desu. Again, teniso o miru no wa omoshiroi desu. Now here, watching tennis is fun. The fun part is watching tennis. That's why we have that teniso o miru. The verb dictionary form or the dictionary form of damimasu, which is miru, attached no wa, and then an adjective which is omoshiroi desu. Again, the first sentence, teniso wa omoshiroi desu, simply refers to a tennis as a sport, while the second example is more specific in referring to, this is the second and the third example, are more specific in referring to either playing or watching tennis. Now, this sentence pattern is typically used to adjectives such as muzukashi, yasashi, omoshiroi, tanoshi, kiken na, and taihen, etc. Alright. So again, we have verb dictionary form no wa, adjective des. Okay. Now, how about verb dictionary form no ga, adjective des? Again, verb in its dictionary form no ga, adjective des. Now, let me give you examples again. Watashi wa hana ga suki desu. I like flowers. It's how we typically say when we like something, right? Watashi wa hana ga suki desu. Now, let's be more specific. What part that involves flower do you really like? Let's say, watashi wa hana o sodatteru no ga suki desu. Watashi wa hana o sodatteru no ga suki desu. Now, in this part, the speaker say it is the growing of flowers that he or she likes, or I like growing flowers. And then, Tokyo no shito wa aruku no ga toi desu. Now, people in Tokyo walk fast. Now, the part that is being like in the first sentence is the flower, right? Typically, when you want something, right? You like anime? 私はアニメが好きですね。But in the second part, it is the part where you grow the flowers is something that you like. Or 私は花を育てるのが好きです。And then, in the last sentence, in the last example, the one that we are trying to describe is the walking or how the people in Tokyo walk. Right? Tokyo no shito wa aruku no ga hayai desu. People in Tokyo walk fast. So the adjectives which are used in this sentence pattern are usually ones that describe likes or dislikes and skills or capabilities such as ski, kirai, jouzu, heta, hayai, osoi, and so on. Capabilities and the likes or dislikes. But in the last example, we are talking about how the people in Tokyo walk. So it is fast. That's why we use Tokyo no shito wa aruku, which is a dictionary form of arukimasu. Then no ga, adjective, hayai desu. While in the second one, watashi wa hana o sodateru no ga suki desu. So, sodateru, the dictionary form of sodatemasu, which is to plant or to grow flowers. Then, no ga suki desu. Wakarimashita? Easy, right? And it is very useful in your everyday conversation in Japanese. But then again, how about, we all know how to state sentences when we forgot something, right? But what about if we forgot to do something? We forgot to do a certain action. How do we do that? Or how do we say that? So here goes verb dictionary form, no o wasuremashita. Again, verb dictionary form, no o wasuremashita. Of course, when you forgot to do something, it is already in the past form. That's why automatically it is wasuremashita or forgot to do. Example, when we forgot something, we say kagi o wasuremashita. I forgot the key. But when you want to say you forgot to do something, we say gyunyu o kau no o wasuremashita. Again, gyunyu o kau no o wasuremashita, or I forgot to buy milk. So the action that has been forgotten here is the buying of the milk. That's why we have the gyunyu, which is the object, o, particle for the object of the verb, kau, the dictionary form of kaimasu, then no o, and then of course, since you forgot it, wasuremashita. Again, gyunyu o kau no o wasuremashita. I forgot to buy milk. And here's another one. Kuruma no mado wo shimeru no wo wasuremashita. I forgot to close the car window. So the action that has been forgotten here is to close, which is shimemasu, and then its dictionary form is shimeru. Then add no wo, and of course, to forgot it, or it has been forgotten, so we have wasuremashita. Again, when you forgot to do something, it's verb dictionary form, whatever that action is, in its dictionary form, no wasuremashita. Now, how about asking someone if they know something? Do you know? So we have verb plain form. Again, verb in its plain form, no o shite imasu ka? Now, when I say verb in its plain form, it can be in its true form, ta form, nai form, no? Not the masin, mas, mashita, and so on. Again, verb in its plain form, no o shite imasu ka? Because you're asking if they know something already. So, it means, do you know that? Something, something. So this is an expression asking whether the listener knows what is described in the clause preceding no. And asking whether the listener knows what is described in the clause preceding no. Examples. Suzuki-san ga kongetsu kekkon suru no wo shite imasu ka? Again, Suzuki-san ga kongetsu kekkon suru no wo shite imasu ka? Did you know that Mr. Suzuki is going to get married next month? So in this sentence, the clause that precedes no is Suzuki-san ga raigetsu kekkon suru. And no o shite imasu ka? So the information that you're asking that if the listener knows is Mr. Suzuki is getting married. So see how that kekkon suru is in its plain form instead of kekkon shimasu. Then no o shite imasu ka? Do you know that Mr. Suzuki is going to get married next month? Or in Nihongo, Suzuki-san ga kongetsu kekkon suru no o shite imasu ka? Wakarimashita, minasan? Now, I want you to take note of the difference between using shirimasen and shirimasen deshita. Okay? Here's an example. Okay, in this conversation, listen to this. Suzuki-san ni akka-chan ga omareta no shite imasu ka? Iie, shirimasen deshita. Or, do you know that Miss Suzuki had a baby? And the answer was, Iie, shirimasen deshita. No, I did not. Now, listen to the next conversation. Mira-san no jusho wo shite imasu ka? Again, Mira-san no jusho wo shite imasu ka? Or do you know Mr. Miller's address? Now the answer, Iie, shirimasen. Again, Iie, shirimasen. Or no, I don't. Now, shirimasen deshita is used in an example, in the first example, because the person replying has got the information from the question itself, that Miss Kimura had a baby. While in the second example, however, shirimasen is used because the person replying has not got any information from the question. Right? Because when somebody asks you if you know the address of someone, you did not get the information or what the address was from that question. Well, when someone asks you that if you know you had or if you know that someone had a baby, based on that question itself, you found out that someone did had a baby even if you don't know that news prior to that question. Wakarimashita, minasan? Is that clear? So, never confuse or know the difference between using shirimasen and shirimasen deshita before answering. Wakatta? Now, let me give you verb plain form no wa noun desu. Again, verb plain form no wa noun desu, or e-adjective in its plain form no wa noun desu, or na-adjective in its plain form no wa noun desu, and then noun adding na to it no wa noun desu. This pattern is used when a noun representing a thing, a person, a place, etc. is placed with no and then taken up as the topic of the sentence. Example, Musume wa Hokkaido no chisai na machi de umaremashita. So that's how you typically state something, right? Musume wa Hokkaido no chisai na machi de umaremashita. My daughter was born in a small town in Hokkaido. Now, when you want to take up that town in Hokkaido as a subject, you say, Musume ga umareta no wa Hokkaido no chisa na machi desu. Okay, when you want to take up as the place where your daughter was born as the topic, you say, Musume ga umareta no wa Hokkaido no chisa na machi desu, or my daughter's birthplace is a small town in Hokkaido. Other examples. 12月は 1年で一番忙しいです。Again, 12月は1年で一番忙しいです。December is the busiest month of the year. That's how we usually say that. But you could also, or if you want to stress that December is the busiest month of the year, or how busy December can be, 1年で一番忙しいのは12月です。Again, 1年で一番忙しいのは12月です。The busiest month of the year is December. わかりました皆さん? In this part, you're taking as the busiest month of the year as your topic, and then it is December. わかった。わかりましたね。
Alright, that's just it for today. See you on our next videos. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to keep you updated on our lessons so you can master Japanese language in no time.